Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Sneck127 and welcome back to another video. Before we get started in this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that the giveaway I am currently doing for the 2 PlayStation Network gift cards is going to be delayed until Sunday, September 24th. Only reason for that is because I'm actually going to be away for about half of the week, so I won't have any way to actually send the codes of the cards to the 2 winners. Just keep in mind, you guys will be privately messaged either via PlayStation Network or on YouTube private messages, because I do keep my giveaways very discreet, just for just to be cautious against things like fraud and stuff like that, because a few giveaways and codes I've given out in the past have come up to be fraudulent things, so I do want to prevent that as much as possible. I'm not one of those types that announce the giveaway winners live on video or anything like that. So don't be looking for a video or anything announcing the winners. Just know that the winners will be contacted directly once the time for the giveaway has ended. But anyway, guys, let's get into this video. And today what I want to do is talk about the new class on Skyforge for the PlayStation 4 and PC, the Revenant. An awesome class. I've honestly enjoyed it. I did stream it for about 4 hours today, and I've been playing it pretty much all day. Anyone who has me on PSN, you guys have seen I've been pretty much no-lifing Skyforge today because I've been very excited for this class. I did leak it about a month and a half ago in a video, and here it is. We finally got it. So let's talk about the Revenant. What is it? What's so special about it? And what's so great for this class? Why should you buy it, or should you buy it on better yet? But so the Revenant is basically your typical Berserker, Death Knight, Dark Knight style class. The Revenant is a 2-hand great axe wielding melee DPS class. That's right, I said a DPS. A lot of people were thinking this was going to be a tank, including me. And even at this point I am at and learning a lot about its moveset and everything, I honestly still do believe to this current moment, as I am making this video, that this class would have been better off as a tank. But honestly, I applaud the fact that it's a DPS, because it's honestly finally that melee DPS we have been needing that's going to put DPS back on the map. But however, at the same time, that's also what scares me about this and the future balance of this game, because I'm going to tell you guys now, to my opinion, I honestly see the Revenant becoming like another overpowered outlaw situation. It isn't too bad, but we're going to get into details and stuff like that and let you guys see for yourselves and stuff like that. So first things first, the Revenant, I'm going to talk about what all you get with this, whether you buy it with Sparks or whether you purchase it on PlayStation Network. Now, for the sake of grinding and sanity, I do have a good trick for farming Sparks. However, if you're one of those guys that farms Sparks the normal natural way, I'm going to recommend for this one scenario, if you really want this class that bad, even after this video, you're just still determined and everything, you got to have this class, whether you decide you like it or not, then I'm going to highly recommend purchasing this class, because it's honestly more beneficial purchasing it than the time you're going to burn saving the Sparks to buy this class. This class costs 10,000 more Sparks than every other class, and honestly, the depending on where you live at in the world, the $10 to $15 you're going to spend purchasing this class is just do yourself a favor rather than burn all that time. I honestly don't think this class is worth 35,000 Sparks. That's nearly the price of a class and a half. Now, is this class awesome? Is it fun to play? Is it is it a wonderful class? Honestly, yes, and yes. Me personally, I actually do enjoy this class a little bit more than Berserker. Now, just hear me out. I know I'm in early virgin stage with this class. I'm still at that honeymoon time with it and stuff like that. So right now, I could just be talking a bit out of hype. I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, this is everything I want out of a 2-hand melee class, minus the greatsword. Literally, if this class had a greatsword, it'd be perfect for me. But that's just me. You guys know my particular style by now. So what does it do? How does it work? Like I said, guys, it's a melee DPS. It's mainly based off of you guys know how the typical Berserker, Dark Knight, Death Knight, Warrior style classes always work. You're always doing damage in some special kind of rotation to always keep your mana, magic points, or MP up, so that way you can continue doing damage. Well, this class is the opposite. This class is about doing as much damage as you can in a straining environment and keeping your HP high. Now, the reason I find that interesting is because, as you guys can see, what I just said there kind of describes the role of a tank. I don't know why that's implemented into a DPS. Now, don't get me wrong. That one good thing about this does mean this class is very beginner friendly. Excuse me. And the reason I say this class is very beginner friendly is because it can heal itself like a ton. And the cooldowns for the moves that it actually uses to heal itself are very, very short. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Expect this class to start becoming mandatory in raiding and high-end endgame content very soon, once people get the hang of it and stuff like that. So if you're in a really popular Pantheon or have a high tier raid team, I'm going to highly suggest that you do, or somebody at least in your group, invest, whether it's sparks, cash, or whatever, into getting this class, because it's definitely going to be, something you're going to want to look into. And I'll explain that here why when I get into the moves. So slashing blow is just your typical spamming square, hack away attack and stuff like that. Revenant's other attacks enhance the next three slashing blows. So slashing blow isn't really the one you want to do first in your rotation, just so you guys know. This isn't going to be a rotation guide, but I just wanted to throw that little tip in there. Punishment deals it's kind of like a finisher. It deals 1.2 million damage to the target. If the target has less than 50% health, the damage increases by 100%. Usually this finishes somebody off. Most of the times I've used it, besides a boss and stuff like that, of course, but usually this is the kicker. Slaughter is one of your basic AoE attacks. This one recharges pretty often. It usually follows up in your combo. You'll see it pop up often. Dehydration is your life siphoning attack. As you guys can see, this recharges every 20 seconds. And make sure you hold L2 and square to use it. Don't just tap it. And it also increases your critical hit chance be increased by 20%. Now, when you first unlock this class, you'll notice it'll only be increased by 6%. So that's actually an increase from when you first get it. Gloomy Shadow is this really cool pulling move. You throw a crazy illusion version of yourself that glows black, and then you tap R1 again, and you instantly slam a crazy AoE attack. I'll show it to you guys. L2 and Triangle, Embrace of Pain. These are the two moves, Dehydration and Embrace of Pain, which is why I think this class should be a tank. And we're going to get into a talent also that makes me think that. We'll get into that in a minute. But Embrace of Pain, what it does is it just protects you from all control effects, and any damage you take saves you. One instance I want to thank you guys that I used that was really cool is Operation Medea. You guys know the second boss where you fight the two big plant things that are crawling around like spiders, and they get the little red AoE that pops out of the ground, the red spiky plant thingies. Well, if you cast this on there, you know how that move is usually tearing people up? Well, if you cast this while that pops up, it just heals you. It was so awesome. I did it on stream earlier. I wish I would have saved the clip for you guys. But Destruction is basically just a strong R2 attack. It's a big AoE, knocks enemies down and stuff like that. It just hits really, really hard. If you got a group of enemies, sometimes heck, I would even recommend sometimes using that for a good opener following right after dehydration. Death's Steward is your ultimate attack. Basically what it does is it buffs your might, just buffs you ridiculously. It kind of works like the Berserkers ult. You get really large, and you're doing constant AoE damage. When you cast this, just get your buffs up right and just go ham, egg, and cheese. It's crazy. L2 is Absorption is, a fatal attack. It also, follows up with your combo once the enemy's HP gets low. It basically, just finishes everybody else. It also restores all energy, increases damage dealt by 50% for 12 seconds. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you always have absorption in your rotation somehow. Every time you get a chance to use absorption, make sure you're using it, because it's going to just keep your damage even higher. Now, Call of Torment, what it does is it takes dehydration, the life siphoning move, and it gives it an AoE effect. So any monsters that are around the monster that's getting drained, you're going to drain their HP too. Now, this is the one that really, really, really hit me hard, made me think this class should be a tank. The Revenant duplicates the strongest aura of a support class character within a 40-yard radius. Meaning, basically, it enhances support class abilities, like whatever aura that's casted around it, the Revenant's going to cast that same thing in a 40-yard radius around itself and whatever other players are around it. It helps defend its allies. So why wouldn't this class be a tank? It honestly just confuses me, but hey, whatever. Like I said, this is a really, 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 honestly, I think beginner-friendly melee DPS, just because of its simple rotation. I read that to you guys. You guys can easily see how to stack these buffs and stuff like that. Once I get more used to the class, I'll honestly make a guide on my own personal rotation for it. But I'm not going to make any recommendations like now. It's too vanilla, too new. I'm still learning it myself, so doing that would be pretty silly. But yeah, so I'm going to give you guys just a little rundowns of its moves. This is the basic square attack. This is the triangle one. Unfortunately, that missed. This is that circle. It's one of its basic AoEs. As I told you guys, it'll pop up in your combo very often. Remember the pulling one I told you, where you cast a shadow version of yourself. There it goes, and you can slam right on the enemies. If you hold R2, this one becomes a long, straightforward AoE attack. Also does a lot of damage as well. Let you guys see the life siphon real quick here. The thing is, I'm not missing any HP, so this might not work too well. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's working. You want to make sure you hold L2 and square for that. This one, any damage you take comes back to you as HP. And look at that, it's got a 20-second cooldown. When it's over, you already have 17 seconds before you can cast it again. A really, really good move. And this is his ultimate attack. As you guys can see, you can do your attacks while doing this as well. And it just constantly does damage over time. And I got that finisher, and boom, as you guys can see, bottom left hand corner, I do got the buff that increases my damage and critical chance for 12 seconds, 12 or 15 seconds, whichever it is. So that's a rundown of all of its attacks, what they all look like and everything. But like I said, it's basically your typical Death Knight, Dark Knight, Berserker, two-hand weapon style class. It's based off of dark magic and a heavy weapon. Like most of their styles, you guys can tell by the dress style of it. It's definitely going for that look, that type of persona. It's honestly a lot of fun. Now, is it worth the farming time? Is it worth the paying and stuff like that? It's a very fun class. It's a very unique class. The only thing that bothers me about this class is I feel like, this class is going to be too heavily needed. Because of all the benefits it serves, especially as a melee. And don't get me wrong, it's a great thing. This class is what we've been needing. This will put melee back on the map. But the abilities this has, it's going to outshine all the other melee classes like, Monk and Berserker ridiculously. It nearly renders them pretty much useless. Like, think about it. You see all the abilities this has, all the things you can get. You can restore your own HP. You can basically, go in and try and tank a boss if you want to, and you don't have to worry about anything because you can literally just restore your own HP back every 15 seconds. And so why would you pick a Berserker or a Monk over a self-healing, axe-swinging madman? I mean, just, think about that for a second. Especially of all things, it's a DPS. You don't have to deal with the pressure of tanking, the pressure of healing. So that's the only thing that, really concerns me with this class. The fact that it's, really, it's really powerful for melee. It's really good. I'm not going to say it's too good, because honestly, I don't think it deserves a nerf. But one thing I do just believe, I do believe that, other melee classes should be given, some type of buff alongside this, because it's going to render them pretty much useless. And, what about for the people that, that do love the, Berserker, Monk, and, and the Slayer and stuff like that, the other melee classes? There's not going to be, too much of a need for, for what those classes can do and stuff like that after, something like this. I mean, sure, they all do have their advantages. Like Berserker, is a shield monster and stuff like that. But it's hard enough to get those classes into high-end raid content and end game content in this game as this. And this, I just feel like this is going to make it a bit more difficult. But it's honestly, a really cool, really fun class. A lot of people are going to say it's overpowered for what it is. But honestly, it's not. I feel like this is the caliber right here that melee classes should be on. I honestly think, this one has a little bit more benefits than needed. Like, the all the health restoring abilities and stuff like that. It can almost damn near be a tank. It just probably isn't too good at generating hate. But other than that, it's a really fun class. And if you have a good way to to farm the sparks and stuff like that, I would definitely say go for it. Try and obtain the class definitely. But honestly, the 35,000 sparks is a real brutal grind. I think that price is unfair, and I honestly think if you want to save yourself the time, just go ahead and buy the class. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts and impressions on the Revenant today. If y'all enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Snek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.